Okay. Well, now this is a sight for sore eyes, right? This is a sight. I'm actually streaming not on Saturday. I'm streaming out of nowhere. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. Let me adjust that. There we go. There we go. I don't think it has like okay, it doesn't have the movement trackers or anything like that. But hey, it is what it is. Ooh, excuse me. Damn, they've been playing Barony for like. Okay, so it looks like they've been just been playing Barony. I should actually check to see. I have everything. I have everything. Looks like I.
For the Emperor!
Well, look at that. What's up, Rio? Rio, what's up? Was that a four-player? That's weird. Okay. Um, I should probably look into those. I have everything for Barony, so should probably look more into the extra content that I got from it. Why is a 4-pack 64.99? What the hell? And he's dead. And he's dead. And he's dead. Wow, there's a lot.
Psst! The Keep Your Secrets update for Barony is here, and it's loaded with stuff to make exploring the dungeons even richer.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. In any case, what the heck? Okay. Is that do I... Is this an old game? Yukdra Union. I it looks like a freaking mobile. Oh, but no. This looks like an older game. I'm gonna look that up. If it's an older game, I'll. Uh, went to big picture mode by accident. Okay, that's great. I bet big picture mode is like the default for the Steam machine, which I wouldn't be surprised. Brute Force Dark Tide, or not call some quality of life mods I use. Oh, you got your PC back. Well, that's good. That's good. Uh, I think I need to record this somehow, some way, and I can't. I can't do it now because I'm streaming. Can't change the setting now because I'm streaming. Where is it going? What's the path? Let me see. Because I can't change it now. Okay. I just got to remember that it's going to show up here. Let me pull up the file. Maybe that's not it. Maybe it's in here. And yeah, okay. Because today I want to look at a video. There's a video that I want to watch, and then there's more Octopathing that I need to do. I also have to make a decision whether or not I'm going to get Metroid Prime or Octopath Zero. I want to get Metroid Prime, to be honest. Um, there's something I want to try and see what I can get from it. But that's a thing. Other than that, there's a video that we need to watch. There's a video that we need to watch. From the same Embers Arcade guy who talked about Final Fantasy 16. Kind of wish they would just add 2 mods. Instead of killing my mouse for it. Maybe they're thinking about it. You never know. Anyway. So Embers Arcade came out with another video, but this time talking about Wook. Let me change my freaking camera, Lamont. We put this somewhere. Look, I was thinking about putting it down here, but then I got my logo down here just as well. Probably need to put my sigil over here and shrink it. Yeah, that seems to be better. That's a lot better. Anyway, on another subject, this video seems to be something of a long time coming, I think. He said that Wook Lamont was never supposed to exist. Now, I don't know, none of us has ever been on the floor of any studio. We've never been in the planning stage or never even seen it. I don't even think Yoshi P even talked about it. I don't even think he talked about the planning stages or how the writing went or who planned all this or came up with the story. We know that consultants was there. We know that consultants basically said, hey, how about you do this, and ended up with a steaming pile of I shouldn't say that. That's a little too mean. It wasn't the best story. In fact, it's probably the lowest in terms of I guess you could say it wasn't that great. I'm just going to keep it simple. It wasn't that great. But Embers Arcade says that this character shouldn't even existed. All right, let's see it.
For about 2 months, I've been writing and rewriting a gargantuan treatise on the story of Dawntrail now that patch 7.3 officially concluded the expansion's narrative. That script is not the one that I'm reading to you now. I realized after 10 or 20,000 words that none of you out there need to be convinced that Dawntrail as a story is an unmitigated disaster and a complete
This is shit. This is so Dawntrail is a story, yes. Dawntrail is a story. Even if you put in the second half of the story, there was too many plot holes, too many things that was like, oh, you need to, stretch your reality and belief of things. You need to believe that this character needs to act this way in order for certain stuff to happen in the story. Meanwhile, we're just like, why is it like this?
betrayal of the standard of writing quality that Final Fantasy XIV built its reputation upon. Besides, others have already done a better job at that than I ever could. So
she did she did go into it. Like, she really went into it.
That Final Fantasy XIV built its reputation upon. Besides,
she really did. Also, that face.
others have already done a better job at that than I ever could. So, what is this video about? What could I possibly have to say about this expansion story that hasn't already been said before? This video is about a theory. Something of a conspiracy theory, you might say, which is enshrined within the title of the video.
Hold on, let me get rid of the background here. Yeah.
Wook Lamont should never have existed. That isn't clickbait or sensationalism. That is the heart, the only explanation that I can provide to you all for Creative Studio 3's decision.
I'm willing to bet that this is more or less like his editing style kind of bit. This is more or less maybe a conjecture on his part, but he's gonna try and prove it, I'm sure.
To draw the rest of the horse that way. I'll lay it out for you. It's my opinion that Dawntrail, during its earliest stages of development, was not about Wook Lamont, and that her character was inserted into the plot later for reasons that I'll speculate on at the end of the video. To take it a step further, after examining the totality of Dawntrail's narrative over the last 2 months, and discussing the story with friends and many of my viewers for over a year, I contend without a shadow of a doubt that Dawntrail was meant to be a story about Kona. You're skeptical, I understand. The video's only just—
Bro. No. I think he's on to something, actually. I think he might be on to something, honestly.
begun, after all, but I'm confident that by the time I lay out my theory in full,
Wait.
and this video reaches its
Wait.
apex, even the
I
most
think he's onto
skeptical
something.
will realize that I am correct. Dawntrail is a narrative catastrophe rife with contrivances, inconsistent characterizations, and an inability to maturely tackle its own themes. And it all stems from, in my estimation, a desperate pivot away from one protagonist to another, which required a gargantuan effort to restructure a plot that
Like how he's also putting our girl in the back there just to say and emphasize, like, hey, what happened to her story? Why was she shoved in the back? Like, and here's the thing. It went from, okay, so Kryl, she wants to know what her grandfather was doing, all right? So she goes to the continent where her grandfather last went. She wanted to figure out what he was doing. Makes sense, right? But then it turned into an origin story. Like, how that happened? It was the mystery of, like, what were you doing over there, grandfather, to, these are my parents? Like, we missed, somehow I think we missed an expansion in between all of that. But yeah, that kind of story kind of just didn't really connect or flow. That I honestly, I don't think it really connected too well.
was built for Kona and not for Wuklamat.
I wonder,
which ultimately
I need to know what
ended
he means by
in
that.
failure. Get comfortable, ladies and gentlemen. This is why Wuklamat should never have existed.
Like, we've had plenty of people hate Wuklamat so much. We've had so many people hate the character so much that this guy's saying, oh, she should have just never existed. Exhibit A, the pitch meeting. What does he know about the pitch meeting?
January 16th, 2024. Final Fantasy XIV release patch 6.55 to set the stage for the release of Dawntrail. In that,
I want to also reiterate that Endwalker's story was just fine. It was fine. Even with the added characters and after story, let's just say after the main plot, I thought it was fine. Just fine. It was good. It was all right. It was good because we got to know a little bit more about the 13th, which was the voided world, the world of darkness. We got to learn how they lived, how it worked, what they did. They were basically people turned demons.
In that patch, we were introduced to the cat of the hour herself, Wuklamat, who quickly pitches the Warrior of Light
to
she
infiltrate
a foreign country and sway a political power.
I don't understand the turban. The turban was like, kind of odd. It's like we knew what she was.
Power struggle in her favor. While I appreciate that the writer seemed to recognize the absurdity of the situation for a brief moment, what with this head of a foreign state sailing across an ocean to conscript us for her campaign with nary a platform or a slogan to work with, the dialogue option to say, get your politics out of my video games was refreshing, yet
Wait, what? Did that say, don't involve me in politics? Is that what it said?
Ultimately futile. We're then treated to an extent, get your politics.
I'd rather not get involved in politics. Bro, there was like zero politics, really, honestly, that was being pushed. Like, the messaging is one thing, but the story involving politics wasn't really there. It was a competition.
Out of my video games was refreshing, yet ultimately futile. We're then treated to an extended point-by-point presentation of Wuklamat's personality traits. All of her ambitions, her anxieties, her bravado. All the while, there's another character off-screen in the exact same location, interacting with many of the same people and places that we already spent a substantial portion of the expansion interacting with, who happens to come from the same country and who shares the same ambitions and anxieties as Wuklamat. I am, of course, referring to everyone's favorite nerd with a gun, Kona. I want you to really
nerd with a gun.
consider the logistics of the situation. The writers decided that it would be more
I love
believable
that.
to put Wuklamat on a boat and have her sail across an ocean in order to recruit the savior of the universe, with absolutely no guarantee that he or she would accept the challenge. Meanwhile, it would have taken...
Wait, what?
With
What'd that say?
absolutely no guarantee.
What in the world is this? How is he editing like this?
that he or she would accept the challenge. Meanwhile, it would have taken Kona roughly 75 seconds to lightly stroll from the studium to wherever you are to make the same proposition. Then there's the pitch itself.
True, because Kona knows the studium. He basically graduated, maybe? I think he basically was in Charlian learning, right? Basically. He was there, right? He's one of the scholars. So he could have just come up to us and said, "Hey, help me."
Consider the situation. There's a foreign nation that is preparing to undergo a generational transfer of power. For some reason, the process of that transfer of power has been reduced to a scavenger hunt between a trueborn heir and his adopted siblings. And also this guy. Wuklamad is determined to win the right of succession to prevent her brother, Zoralja, from plunging the nation into a war of conquest.
You guys know my gripes with this character and how they've written him. All right, you guys know that. He was written poorly, if not bad.
And to preserve the peace that her beloved father secured when he united the disparate peoples of Tural. Ultimately, that is the same goal as Kona's, except Wuklamad is missing the how. Kona values technology and progress to a fault. His entire character arc is about learning to put people before progress. And the story goes to great lengths to reveal that his methods are overwhelmingly successful, so the only flaw in Kona's motivation is that it doesn't center people, it centers progress. Between Zoralja and Kona, Dawntrail has dueling ideologies vying for control over a nation. Both men have a unique vision for the future of Tuliolal.
Yeah, but, you know, the one on the right here has, like, a really flawed vision, and in terms of how he even got to that thought process is still a confusion to me. And I don't care what people say, where they say it was like, oh, everybody's looking up to him, he's supposed to be the miracle child. Being the miracle child puts him in that certain... It's like his dad didn't... Because it's not just the people... You also have to have the family aspect of it. If the family isn't also pushing that on him, then it confuses me, right? It confuses, because, like, if people come up and say, please, miracle child, save us. And then his dad is like, you're my born child that I gave birth to through a miracle. You better start acting like one. Then I would understand, but that never happened. Like, the amount of time Zoralja and sorry. You guys know what I'm saying. The dad and the father are supposed to work, you know, they're supposed to be in the same room and talk. There was, like, no cutscenes of them actually interacting with each other at all. And you would think that they would try to maybe put out a memory of them arguing, or them having a disagreement, or having the dad putting so much on top of Zoralja that never happened. Only reason it ended up that way is the plot convenience. It was a very contrived plot convenience. Yes, it was very contrived. Because, again, did Dad say anything about him being the miracle child and pushing that onto him? No. He was actually very fair with each and every one of his children, adopted or not. Even Bakul Jaja. So it, like, doesn't make sense. His plot does not make sense.
With more competent writing, we could have had a version of Zoralja who had compelling justifications for his ambition to militarize the country.
What compelling ambition? How did it form? How did it form? Nothing against the guy, nothing against him, nothing against Arcade at all. I would love the explanation, because no matter how much I go back and look at the cutscenes, and I do, nothing shows where he is supposed to act or even have that thought process, because it doesn't make sense to me.
It could have been a mounting foreign threat on the borders of Tuliolal, or a famine that has left the people starving.
Let's make Zoralja motivations interesting. Growing threat of invasion by foreign adversaries. Who? Who are the foreign adversaries? Who's invading? What are you talking about? Famine leads to desperate war for survival. That has passed. The past war has already addressed that famine. His father addressed that. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and benefit of the doubt here. Growing threat of invasion. If he is threatened by Eorzea or the people coming over by ship, maybe I could see that he is threatened by that, but in no way has he addressed that. Really. Like, he addresses it once while giving a monologue and, you know, his one thought process, but he never, like, looks at the Warrior of Light and says, like, you frickin' foreigner, or saying, like, gives him, like, a, you know, a word that means outsider or anything like that. He doesn't ever do that. He doesn't look at any foreigner and says, these outsiders are invading our country or something like that. And famine. What famine? I don't. I have no idea about the famine.
Zeralja to pursue conquest
But call me
for vital resources. I don't know. Anything would have been more interesting.
literally anything.
Oh my God. So where does Wuklamot fit into the picture?
Okay, so I have an apology to make to Arcade here. Then I thought he was saying that that was the case for Zeralja. He was trying to say there is nothing for Zeralja. Like, literally give him a reason. That's what Arcade was saying, you know. My apologies, Arcade. My apologies. I hope you get. I know he watched one of my videos before, but you're on the right track, brother.
Her ambition is to change nothing, to preserve the status quo. She wants to prevent the war
How'd she
that
do that?
Zeralja promises, but she has no
Anyway.
independent vision for the future of the country that she hopes to rule over. Her grand desire is to keep a country that she is completely ignorant about, encased in amber, where there
Yeah, how did you write a princess of a country being very and incredibly ignorant about the rest of her countrymen and the country itself? How did you do that? How?
should be a compelling motivation, there is only a vacuum. My explanation is, as you might have guessed, that this redundancy is due to the fact that Wuklamot did not exist when the writers thought up the right of succession. Being inserted into the story after the fact, there was little room for her motivation to take that wasn't already occupied more substantially by Kona. So let's imagine the pitch to participate in the rite without Wuklamot. Kona arrives for the first time, camera panning from the floor to his ears as he strides towards you, before making his grand proposition. I am the son of the Dawn Servant of Tuliyollal. My brother seeks the throne to plunge our nation into a war of conquest. I want to bring the knowledge of the studium to my people to improve their lives and secure their futures. Help me take the throne before my brother destroys it. Now, I'm not just writing fanfiction here. Let me explain why I believe that the scene I just described to you was likely how Dawntrail played out in the early stages of its development. First, it's a more economical use of characters, of established locales, and of Endwalker's world building. Obviously, Endwalker heavily featured the studium as an antagonistic force, an expository device, and as a way to help our heroes save the universe.
Yes, they were antagonistic in Endwalker. They were more antagonistic by basically keeping a secret and doing nothing rather than actually trying to get in your way, right? A lot of you as the character, the Warrior of Light, and your compatriots, your companions, were following the rules of the studium, and obviously many, if not most of them, if not all of them, all of the Scions basically came from Charlotte. Did they not? Let me think. Yeah, the twins. Thancred, yes. Y'shtola or Yanje, yes. Estinian, he is not from. Yeah, he's the only one. Even Grahatia, yeah. I think most of them, if not, except for maybe one, come from Charlayan. So like they're Charlayan, so they follow the rules, obviously, and I think they're all important pieces of that culture, of that country. So, like, they have certain abilities that other people do not. It makes sense, but they were going by the rules that they set up themselves. That has always been established from the very beginning. So it works out, and it works out that the studium themselves are the antagonistic force. They are an antagonistic force, but they're more neutral.
To then feature a character from the studium to be the protagonist of a new expansion set in the new world creates a running thread between the stories. Plus, having spent so many years studying in Old Charlian, Kona also struggles with being a fish out of water upon returning to Tural, just like Wuklamot, yet another redundancy between their characters, although it's more believable in Kona's case, since he was gone for years and Wuklamot wasn't. Let's also not neglect to mention that if it was Kona that we were dealing with, then the writers wouldn't have had to justify Wuklamot, who is notably prone to seasickness and who is the potential heir to a kingdom, sailing across the ocean alone, with no guarantee that she would secure the Warrior of Light's support in her campaign.
Never really got the whole seasickness thing, but okay.
It doesn't
it
make
really-
sense. It isn't economical storytelling. Second, everything that happened to Wuklamot in her introductory storyline would have been more fitting if it had happened to Kona. There are two notable events during Growing Light when Wuklamot was introduced. First, the hunt, then dinner. Wook suggests the hunt so as to ingratiate herself to the Warrior of Light, but remember why we went on the hunt in the first place. Surveyors at the Etherfon had called for help with a dangerous creature. These surveyors could just as well have been peers of Kona's, giving the situation more urgency for him personally and accomplishing the classic scriptwriting trope of saving the cat for our new protagonist. Wuklamot's anxiety in battle would have also been more befitting for Kona, who doesn't share Wook's imposing form and
What? That one didn't make any sense to me, though. The part where she had like some sort of anxiety while hunting. Meanwhile, she comes from a country where hunting is part of tradition. So, like, because after this whole anxiety thing that she had with this whole thing, it was never brought up again. She kind of becomes a badass.
who doesn't wield a weapon as threatening as an axe that's as tall as two Lalafels in a trench coat. Then, of course, there is the dinner scene. Wook's intolerance for spicy food is played for laughs and to endear her to the audience, but again, it is very difficult to believe that this hulking warrior would struggle with tolerating spicy food. It's quickly established that Wuklamot loves tacos, and listen, I'm just not gonna buy that a person who is as enthusiastic about tacos as Wuklamot is hasn't built up a tolerance to spicy food.
He is cooking! This man is cooking right now! He is cooking! He is cooking! That makes sense! If you... Fuck, man. South America is partially famous for having a whole bunch of spices. And what is this Tuliolo? Where is it? What's it based off of? South America? Oh my god, it's almost like spices should have been part of our life. Being weak against hot food should have been a thing. But like, if it was Kona, who has been away from his homeland for so long, you never know. But honestly, I think Kona would have been fine too. But the thing is that he's from the northern continent. He was adopted and brought to the southern, so
can't sell me on that. Now, imagine Kona in that seat, struggling to keep his collected composure as the pain builds. It makes more sense, doesn't it? He's a nerdy bookworm who's distanced himself from the culture of his homeland in pursuit of foreign knowledge and who's probably subsisted entirely on Archon loaf for years. Being intolerant to spicy food for someone with that kind of palate makes more sense. The third and final point for this section is in anticipation of a counterpoint that at least one of you is already writing in the comments. I imagine that you're writing something along the lines of, but Ember, if Wuklamot was removed from the story and the plot focused entirely on Kona, then there wouldn't be a reason for Thancred and Urianger to travel to the New World to support Kona's claim to the throne and oppose you. Of course, you are correct. While the removal of Wuklamot from the story would undoubtedly make it more economical, my theory undermines the most crucial pillar of Dawntrail's storyline, which, as you know, is the conflict between the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Can you guys believe that Yoshida himself went on stage during the first reveal of Dawntrail at Fan?
He's about to pull up something that I bought up because y'all, everybody forgot about this. Everybody forgot about this, right? I brought this up, and people called me crazy. But guess what? Guess what? He's about to pull it up too. Watch.
And he sold us on the Scions being pitted against each other. Full transparency, I thought that was a great idea. I mean, what kind of enemy do you give these characters after they've saved the universe? Why not each other? So here's my rebuttal. 14 has done a wonderful job of depicting characters who are ideologically opposed to our protagonists as sympathetic and relatable. Yotsuyu and Fordola are notable examples. So what if the Scions became embroiled in a foreign power struggle and opposed one another on an ideological basis rather than simply a plot contrivance? At the time, I had full faith that the writers could handle an internal strife between this beloved cast of characters. I was wrong, of course, but how was I supposed to know then what I know now? That plot-essential, exciting internal conflict between the Scions culminated into a single animation from Thancred during Dawntrail's first dungeon, like a programmed automaton that you drift past on.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all that happened. That is it. That's all that happened, is that Thancred was just like, alright, sorry. That is it. That's what it culminated to. That was the difference in ideological and thought process. Like he's right. He's right. What if there were multiple upon multiple of candidates? There were obviously four. You would think that the Scions would pick and choose one of each. Nope. Just two. It was just two. There was only two. There was just two people that they backed up, and even behind that, like, where was Gestolen, where was Grahatiha? They weren't really in the picture. Not entirely. They were used for plot contrivances. Like, you would think, right, that Estinian would probably be with, like, I don't know, Zoralja, right? Maybe he has the same thought process as him. And if Zoralja was written better than how he was in the original story, maybe not, screw these foreigners, we need to take over the world, we need to conquer other countries to really bring everybody together, war brings people together, and it's like, no. Like, no. And then Bakul Jaja, maybe Bakul Jaja could have had, who knows, I want to think that Pakul Jaja would probably team up with, maybe. I can't really think, because he was pretty much poised to be like the stereotypical villain until like they gave him the best plot in the game, with a great backstory as to why he is the way he is. I really can't say. Like I really maybe Krahatiha could be with Bakul Jaja, knowing his background, saying like there's a reason why I'm teaming up with him. But again,
on a Disney ride. So if we were to imagine a version of Dawntrail with Kona as the sole protagonist and with Wuklamad on the cutting room floor, then the conflict between the Scions wouldn't make sense, except in the version of Dawntrail that we have, it also doesn't make sense.
I'm still for that this whole entire expansion shouldn't have had the Scions in the first place, where literally this was the building of a new team. That's what this expansion should have been.
This so-called internal conflict is yet another plot contrivance, which only came into existence as a result of needing to salvage some semblance of structure in a messy plot. A mess that was created by shoving an overpowering and ubiquitous character into the forefront of a story that wasn't designed for her. The more that I examine this introductory storyline, the more obvious it becomes that these scenes were not written for Wuklamad. They were written for Kona, and Wuklamad was inserted over them after the fact. In its current form, the writing...
Is he saying that Wuklamad was supposed to be like the sister that Kona was trying to take care of the entire time? Like, was the plot supposed to be that Wuklamad was the sister that's like always spirited, always being go-getter, and Kona had to look out for her like all the time, being the older brother? And turns out, maybe the plot would end with her taking the throne, but, it's not the person who the Warrior of Light was backing, which would have been Kona. I don't know.
Isn't economical, the logistics of the situation aren't believable, and the characterization of Wook is just inconsistent. Listen, we've only scratched the surface of this examination, and we haven't even made it to the expansion proper, but maybe you're already beginning to understand why I'm putting this theory forward. As we get further into Dawntrail's story, I think you'll find that the evidence supporting my claim that Wuklamad should never have existed to be more than a little compelling. Let me ask you a question. What exactly was Dawntrail about? Think about it, really. What was the central theme? On some level, one might answer that question by pointing to the idea of peace through mutual understanding that Wuklamad's character embodied, but I think that the central theme is learning to let go. I mean, you've got Erenville and Kafkiwa, Crow, her parents, Wuklamad, both her father and her surrogate mother. There are other examples too. The Mamulja, letting go of their ambition to produce more blessed siblings.
He's cooking.
Letting go of his ambition to become Dawn Servant. The Endless, letting go of their facsimile of existence. existence. Not to mention that the characters who aren't willing to let go are poised as the villains, right? Zeralja can't let go of his eternal grudge against his father. Endless Fiend can't let go,
Which still doesn't make any sense. I'm still going to keep bringing that up. Always. I am going to always bring that up. It doesn't make sense.
of her directive. Calyx doesn't want to let go of his existence. You would be hard-pressed to convince me that letting go wasn't the core thematic tenet of Dawntrail, which makes it more than a little bit like Endwalker. Now, I'm not going to sit here and argue that Kona being the protagonist instead of Wuklamot would have changed any of that, because I don't really believe that it would. However, there is a different thematic thread across the two halves of Dawntrail, one being the right and the second being Alexandria, if Kona was in the leading role instead, which is the theme of people over progress. That theme, in my opinion, is more consistent with the events of the plot, and it allows for a more satisfying conclusion to the conflict stemming from the cultural clash between Tuliolal and Solution 9. What's my evidence? Let's start with Calyx. Set as a foil for Wuklamot, Calyx is a weird villain. His ambition is an extension of Endless Fiend's directive, an eternal hellbent on prolonging his existence at all costs. Wuklamot is a lover of peace, and she seemed to be as smitten as the rest of us were with Fiend's character design, but that's kind of the extent of her philosophical opposition to Calyx. She opposes him strictly on the basis that he hurts people that Fiend likes, and she doesn't like that.
Well, okay, I mean, I want to know if he's addressing both Fiends. I'm pretty sure both Fiends, basically the same character, but like one's Fiend is out of place and the other's Fiend has been basically the ruler for I don't even know how many hundreds of years, maybe?
Not a bad reason per se, but not as interesting if you put Kona in her place. Against Wuklamot, Calyx is just a bad guy. Against Kona, Calyx is a warped reflection of the self, a premonition which reveals the logical conclusion of Kona's untouched worldview: progress over people. Calyx has dedicated himself to solving the greatest problem in the universe, the inescapable consequence of life which hangs over all beings like an eternal sword of Damocles, death, and he has spared no expense in achieving that end, exhausting.
There was always that one contrivance that I really did not understand, was his neck patch. The neck patch is supposed to be feeding him like fluids and stuff, right? So why does he still have it even though we know he's an endless? Anybody want to answer that?
Every available resource, including the people of Alexandria. Not to give the narrative of Dawntrail more credence than it deserves, but the dynamic that could have existed between Kona and Calyx is at least somewhat interesting.
I hope he gets a new design, like a new central design. Scientists. Well, there's the scientist overcoat, and then there's the patient dregs that he's wearing. Because he's wearing patient dregs over scientist or doctor overcoat. That thing on his neck is supposed to give him a bunch of fluids. That's the only thing really that I was always like trying to figure out, like, why does he keep that if we know that he's an endless? Being an endless means that he doesn't need this? And they never really go into, like, maybe it's symbolism for him. They never really go into it, really. Like, give us a reason why that's there. And I think they might have skipped that, but that in itself doesn't make sense. Just that, to me, because he's an endless, so it doesn't make sense unless you explain or at least give a scene as to like him touching it and him remembering or saying like, hey, this is supposed to help me remind myself that, you know, I was weak or something like that. But it just doesn't make sense.
Reveals a sort of Jungian shadow to the story's protagonist.
It has nothing to do with him being a doctor or a scientist, but has almost everything, if not everything, to do with him being a patient and suffering.
I would argue that with Kona in the lead role instead, the defeat of Calyx cements Kona's character arc from a dispassionate inventor to a leader who puts people over progress, a stark condemnation of the villain's worldview. Or you just get this. So there's that piece of evidence. Now, let's zoom.
Why did he show that? What was the point? What was that? What was that supposed to be?
Out a bit. Just look at the setting of the latter half of Dawntrail. I mean, seriously, just look at this place. Then look at him. Solution 9 is as much a foil as Calyx is to Kona, not to Wook Lamont. For Wook, she's just a fish out of water when she's walking in front of this gigantic graphics card. For Kona, he's being given a glimpse.
Glazing? They were glazing that part? Really? Is that... I might misinterpret what you're saying. I hope people were not glazing that one part.
Of his ideal vision for the future of Tudal.
People seem to have lost their standards of actual good cutscenes and movie scenes, man. Like,
which is dripping with irony. Witness your utopia. All of your hopes and dreams manifest and despair.
It can't be that part that was amazing. Maybe the part with the warrior themselves dealing the finishing blow, for sure, baby. Yeah.
Now that is good writing. Remember the driving motivation behind Kona's campaign for the throne. The Rite of Succession was an opportunity to transform Tudal into something different, something better. You could easily imagine that if Kona had access to all of the time and resources that Calyx had, that Tuliyola would resemble a place like Solution 9 eventually. Therein lies the crux of the story, the moral lesson of Kona's character arc. He gets a taste of everything he's ever wanted, only to realize that there's more.
People were glazing the entire cutscene. I'm sure maybe they were glazing the last part, like the final part with the warrior going in for the final blow. Warrior of Light going in for the final blow, okay, that's understandable. That one part of the final cutscene was cringe as fuck. So
more to life than progress, thus confirming that he is a worthy heir to the throne. I mean, it's so easy. This idea that Dawntrail was originally written for Kona and not for Wook Lamont becomes increasingly obvious whenever you take 2 minutes to consider the entire sequence of the expansion's events. From Wook Lamont barging onto the scene to Creative Studio 3 desperately declaring that somehow the Ascians returned. Just think about it. Why would they write a story like Dawntrail, which culminates into a desperate struggle against a technologically superior adversary, without including the character whose sole ambition is to become technologically superior? And just to remind you, it's not like Kona's proficiency is ever downplayed. As a matter of fact, the plot goes to great lengths to emphasize how resourceful, capable, and talented Kona is when it comes to solving problems with inventions. Looking at everything that I've laid out, how can you possibly deny that this journey was meant for anyone but Kona? And had the story featured Kona instead of Wook Lamont, then Dawntrail would have been immediately improved. The storytelling would have been more economical, requiring fewer logical and logistical leaps to justify character placement and motivation. The central
kind of making me hungry for some pork chops, to be honest. I'm gonna be 100 with you guys. I'm about to order me some fresh pork chops and make me some good ass food right now. I'm about to do it.
Conflict of the right would become,
you know what? I might just do it right now.
Contrasting visions for the future, rather than featuring a vision for the future that boils down to maintaining the status quo. And of course, the totality of Dawntrail's themes are satisfied by presenting the setting of Solution 9 and the villain of Calyx as the Jungian shadow of the protagonist. It just made.
Wait, what'd you say? You said someone in a lot of mental gymnastics tries to twist the cutscene in ways that doesn't even make sense. Maybe I'm going to say this, that a lot of people who defend the game to like a T are a lot younger in terms of playtime, I would say. Like those are the kinds of people that I think don't even like match my playtime probably. I'm going to say. And if they are a person who has been playing just as long as I have, which was 4.0, or sorry, not 4.0, 1.0. Sorry, I was there since the beginning. All right. I'm an old fuck. All right. I am old. I was there since the beginning. All right. Since the beta of 1.0. All right. That's how old I am. If they have been there since that time, then I think they're coping. I think they're coping. Really. I think they're coping.
Makes sense. It's been well over a year since Dawntrail launched. In that time, I have come to terms with the fact that Final Fantasy XIV's story will forever.
I am a proud boomer, all right? I'm a proud boomer, all right? I was there since the good golden days. Y'all snapping little wincy little younglings don't even know what good taste is nowadays. Call me boomer, but I know I have a good palate.
be weighed down by this chapter in its ongoing development. I've been at peace with my growing suspicion that the story will probably fluctuate between mediocre and embarrassing for the remainder of its life service. And while I don't believe that placing Conan in the lead role of Dontrell would have redeemed the expansion's plot, it is incredibly frustrating to realize that this middling story was ruined beyond repair by someone's insistence that Wuk-Lamat should take center stage. And I think I know the reason.
You said your PC couldn't handle, dude. People's consoles couldn't handle 1.0. let's face it.
Now we arrive at the $17,000 question. Why? If what I'm saying is true, and Wuk-Lamat's inclusion in Dontrell was not only unnecessary, but totally contrived, then what reason would Creative Studio 3 have to shove her into the lead role? Some of you
Ain't that the question that people want answers to, but they just won't give it? Because they know we know what was going on, because we know that they know that we know that there are certain people that was working on this.
out there are thinking to yourselves, well, Ember, the answer is obvious. It's because of woke BlackRock fund.
Wait, let's hear about. Let's hear about. Let's hear about.
NGOs pushing DEI and gender spectrum ideology
God damn it.
to turn your wife gay and your dog trans. To that, I say this. If you truly believe that Yoshi P is meeting with the build-up group in a shadowy
It has to be a different explanation. He said it as a meme, I'm pretty sure.
room to figure out how to propagandize the dwindling player base of Final Fantasy XIV in order to bring about a godless, genderless, bug-eating, pod-dwelling new world order, then I have a gigantic bridge to sell you until you'll off. I would invite you to rejoin us in reality, which is sadder and perhaps more insulting. Obviously, this entire video is speculation, but what I'm about to say will likely invite the most rejection. I fully accept that. Do your worst. Before I reveal my answer to the question of why hanging over this video, allow me to ask you this. What purpose does Wuk-Lamat serve? Obviously, she is an expository device meant to act as a blank slate upon which the writers can introduce the players to these fascinating cultures such as town covered in dirt and
the funny thing is that she is supposed to be the, honestly, she is supposed to be the guide. Because if it makes more sense if she knew about everything of her own country, rather than just being the one who's surprised every time something happens. That's kind of the role of the Warrior of Light, who's like, that's what we're supposed to experience. Honestly, she should have been the guide.
El Paso. The thing is, her ignorance is both unbelievable within the context of the story and insulting to the intelligence of the audience. Once upon a time, Final Fantasy XIV felt like real literature. Here was a game with enough text to make even the densest of visual novels blush, yet each word felt finely crafted, lovingly placed, and deliberate, which made some...
It's like we had good writers then, right? Let me stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Regional
sorry.
accents were carefully written into the dialogue. And
Yeah, even Stormblood, with Fordola, even Stormblood had its good writing takes. I thought the story was overall pretty mid, but this mid is much better than what we got in Dawntrail. Just saying.
Prose itself, while often verbose, was rich, substantial, and believable. In all of that reading, in all of those lines of text, there was trust. Trust from the writers to the players that we could handle dense language, face difficult themes, and grapple with complex moral quandaries.
You know how they were like, look. Yatsuyu, right? Very complex character in terms of everything. She is a bitch. She is the bad guy. She is an antagonist. But you know what they did with her? They erased her memory and made her a sympathetic antagonist, because you got to know exactly what she went through. And they didn't tell you outright. They just gave you all the right context clues as to like the shit that she had to go through and the reason why she had to become the person that she was. And the reason why she was incredibly trying to self-harm herself at the boss fight there.
language, face difficult themes, and grapple with complex moral
But she is
quandaries.
a villain that people love to hate. They love to hate her because you can hate her for what she is. And you can also be a person that can sympathize with her. Still hate her, you know? But it makes sense to hate her. How why would I hate Zoralja for what he did? And like, I can't understand his backstory, but I can understand hers.
You see, in my opinion, Wuklamot represents a complete
Yeah, she was meant to be
dissolution
hated.
of that trust. Her
and
presence
she was
in
built
Dawntrail
up that
reveals
way.
that Creative Studio 3 no longer holds its players in the same regard.
Like, at one point, Zoralja is helping you with a boss, and then when he does block the way for you while going up the mountain, does he say anything evil to you? Does he say anything bad or anything like that? He says, look at this as a test of your resolve, right? So he was like, oh, here's another test for you. Might need to find another way. That's about it. He wasn't completely antagonistic to either of his siblings. He was just kind of standoffish, to be honest.
Than it once did. I'm not suggesting that they hate us. I'm suggesting that they no longer trust us to adequately engage with dense or challenging storytelling. Wuklamot is, as insulting as this may sound, a stand-in for you and me. She's ignorant because we're ignorant, and we're meant to witness the peoples and places of the new world through her eyes. And because the writers are suddenly and inexplicably courting general audiences, the substance of the content is ground to a nub, resulting in a script that reads like an inoffensive travel brochure. Once upon a time, 14 Stories seemed eager to
It's like the story itself is trying to make a character that is us, asking and basically saying all the things that we are perceived to want to say, but it's like they don't want to let us kind of simmer in the story or the plot that they're giving us. Really, they're just trying not to.
challenge its players.
It's almost as if that they're doing the same thing that they did with the dungeons and how they're like raising the player base, right? I've always said this with the player base, and yes, I'm going to keep going back to this too. They've made dungeons and gameplay easier and more I want to say what's the word that I'm looking for? There's a word here, there's a word here, there's a word here. Guys, I'm trying to find the word. But it would allow anybody to be able to play the game that it is current, right? So accessible. There you go. The dungeons are made the way that they are because it's more accessible. That way, more players can get through the dungeon and then move on with their story, right? I always thought that was a very dumb thing to do because the more people that you try to make accessible for, the less people you're actually trying to focus on and target. There are millions upon millions upon millions of people who would love a certain kind of focused game. There's a reason why you have so many Dark Souls fans and From Software, I don't know if I'm going to cut that one out, but From Software fans. There are people who play Dark Souls and all that stuff. Sekiro, Bloodborne. Bloodborne's my favorite From Software game thus far. Elden Ring. You're not going to have maybe the normalest of normal people to play a From Software game. You're only going to have certain types. And you know what? From Software is fine with that. They know who to focus on. And then you have games that aren't focused. I mean, come on.
I think of the betrayal by the Crystal Braves and the Scions of the Seventh Dawn being scattered to the winds. The consequences were heavy and permanent. Thancred lost his ability to manipulate ether, Y'shtola lost her sight, Minfilia ended up in another dimension. I remember thinking to myself, oh, no one is safe in this story, and even if these characters don't die, they could experience irrevocable change. I think of the moral quandary of Yotsuyu after she lost her memories, or the tenuous extension of peace that the Alamegans offered to Fordola, or the compelling justifications made by Varys in his meeting with the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, or the brutality of Taslian's transformation into a Sin Eater, or Quintus choosing death over dishonor. This story has demonstrated.
Come on. You gotta think about those parts are all deeper meanings. I mean, people have their own ideals. People have their own like story contrivances aside in Dawntrail. Let me just say this for sure. If it ran the right way, it could have been a good plot. It really could have. We could have understood the country that we were in. We could have explored and had questions from us, the Warriors of Light. But they were kind of holding our hand and inserting like dummy character, which is Wook Lamont, to ask questions, act like she doesn't know nothing. Like, really? Honestly, everything that he's saying, he's kind of cooking on.
A willingness to challenge its audience, but challenge requires trust. Dawn Trail lacks that signature challenge, so it follows too that it lacks trust.
Oh, the challenge went into the dungeons. Because Yoshi P fell asleep one time while he was doing a dungeon. So he put the challenge in the dungeons, right? And then people who were starting to play the dungeons were like, oh, this is extreme difficulty. I don't know. I'm memeing on them. It's not, I don't think they really think it's like extreme difficulty. It's just a bit harder than what they would like it. I understand that. But the problem was, it's not them. It's the fact that they've been babied all the way up the Dawn Trail. Let's just be fair. Let's be fair. They've been babied all the way up. Not their fault. It's the way the game is.
Now, all of the Scions are figuratively encased in amber. They can never earn new scars or have their perfectly preserved states altered by a new experience.
Yeah. I mean, each and every one of them went through shit. I mean, come on. Estinian was possessed by a dragon. Urianger had to go through... Not only... We were there when Moonbreeda was taken down, right? When Moonbreeda died. And he had to live with that for, like, his whole entire life. Kryle... Not really. I mean, she was kidnapped, put into a machine, and they copied her abilities, but I don't think that was too much of a trauma send. Graha Tiha went to the future after being hibernated, went into another world where he had to live like 2 lifetimes as the Crystal Exarch. Spoiler alert, sorry about that. And you know what? He came out as a better person. He's like an old man going through life and wonder again. But, like, even then, trauma, you have Thancred and you have Y'shtola, who had part of their beings taken away from them. Y'shtola is burning her life force to see, and Thancred has no magic whatsoever in a universe that basically requires that everybody has magic. You got the twins, who went through trauma and a half, going through one particular raid. That one raid kind of built them. And of course, Alphino going through the dumb crap that he did going into Heavensward, right? Yeah. Y'all know.
Or an insurmountable challenge, or a great tragedy.
Garleans don't have magic. It was the reason why that's the reason why they were where they are. Part of the plot, or part of the lore about Garleans, is that because they did not have magic, they were basically pushed out of society from every other society in Eorzea, right? They were pushed away as a tribe. Their ancestors was pushed away. But the one thing that they do have to survive is their physical bulk. Their physiology as Garleans allows them to survive harsh climates. The third eye, remember? The third eye doesn't, like, they don't have magic, but the third eye, that is basically something that I guess they evolved with, right? Gives them physical enhancements. They are physically stronger than the normal person. I had to give it to him for creating that kind of lore. It was kind of fun looking into that one.
None of the characters that we encounter in our travels offer meaningful opposition to us, and they certainly don't raise challenging philosophical questions. Instead, Dawn Trail gave us her, and I'm not entirely convinced that it was supposed to. Wook Lamont is not just a badly written character set at the center of an ill-conceived expansion. She is a testament to the future of Final Fantasy XIV storytelling, which will be toothless, sanitized, inoffensive, and worst of all, boring. It's obvious that, after examining the complete plot of Dawn Trail,
there you go. That is the word that I would use for Dawn Trail. The plot was boring.
Meant to be the character with whom we journey. At this point, if you remain unconvinced, then I can't help you. Why do you think so many critical moments in the story had to happen off-screen? For example, we never got to see Wook Lamont wrangle an alpaca because it would have been too late to animate that scene or build a gameplay scenario by the time the team decided to put WooCommat into the story. It couldn't be more obvious that WooCommat was desperately inserted into the game late into its development for fear of alienating modern audiences and potentially challenging them too much, something that Creative Studio 3 was never afraid of in the past. The box art for this expansion might as well have a massive neon sign that says, "We don't trust you to handle literature above a 3rd grade reading level." Here's a cooking competition where we keep the ideologically opposed characters separated from each other so as to not distract from the fascinating history of tacos. With all of that said, I rest my case. WooCommat should never have existed, and if I'm right, she didn't. At least, not until the studio that gave us some of the greatest stories in the history of video games decided to write from a place of fear rather than from a place of trust.
That right there makes sense for what he says. Writing from a place of fear. I want you to think about that. Writing from a place of fear.
And that's the video, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Well, good video. I think it was kind of on the spot there. Yeah, he's right about that last part. Writing from a place of fear. Fear of losing your audience. Fear of disappointment. Fear of actually being able to keep up with what you were doing the entire time. I get it. They are afraid to do any kind of innovation. They were afraid that the story would be too complicated or something like that. You know, I think in modern times, people have forgotten what it means to be, at the very least, human. Humans like to discover, don't they? They like to be wowed by something. Being kept in a comfortable situation the entire time will never push a person into, doing fun things. Being scared is how your game dies. Being safe, I would say. Being safe is a good way to ruin a game's reputation, especially a long-standing game. Now, there are some people who argue and say, oh, but you're stunning and brave for taking this step when it comes, World of Warcraft and where they're going. They have their own problems over there. That includes the story. I actually looked into that for World of Warcraft. They're kind of going through the same thing. Really. Theirs is kind of like they're trying to do something involving finishing up the story, right? And they're inserting characters that are supposed to help the main characters. And it's so stunning and brave for them to do that. Y'all know what I mean, right? Y'all know what I mean. Like, a character that is not only a half-elf, I think she's a half-elf or, half-orc. I think she's half-elf. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's the black female, one of the characters in WoW, she has one arm gone, right? And yet she is still one of the best fighters. Somehow, because she replaced that whole entire limb with a shield, and that's not how it works. That's not how a shield works. Yes. You've been playing World of Warcraft, so you know the plot a lot better than I do. But after watching those cutscenes, at the very minimum, all I'm saying here, and this is not to offend anybody at all, but why specifically did she have to have... By the way, I think she's blind in one eye. She has one arm gone. She happens to be a half-elf black chick. And it's how many awards and flags should we throw at her for being whatever she is? I gotta know. I got to know. Who I'm talking about? Okay, so Yui talked about it. Yui basically said her name. Here, let me pull the curtain down. Oh, is that not her name? Hold on. Okay, yeah. There she is. Here she is. Let me pull the curtain back up. Okay, yeah, this girl. One eye gone, one arm, black. Apparently she's a humanoid. She's an Arathi. I don't know what an Arathi is. Arathi are people. They are mixed descendant of human and Arathor and high elves. From Arathor and high elves. So she's half elf. Okay. She's half elf. It's even dialogue with her in a blacksmith where she was told she could get a fully functional arm and she passes on that? Why? Now that's a really silly decision. That's a really, but this is what I was talking about. This character is honestly, you know what they're trying to do. You know what they're trying to, half elf black girl with one arm and one eye. You know what they're trying to. Also the design with the fire. I don't know about that one. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I know she's a lamplighter, but I don't know about that one. I don't know. Who would turn away the chance to get a new arm? Yep. I don't know. I don't know. But yep. See, this is where she's full of light, right? And I understand that he lost his light because of what happened in Shadowlands, which is kind of dumb. I'm just going to be honest with you. He should have gotten over this in I believe he should have gotten over this in Dragonflight, honestly. But who am I to say, right? Who am I to say? But yeah, that's it. That's what's going on. Good video. Good freaking video. Luke Lamont was never supposed to exist. And, you know, people are going to say, just remember, Kona has put a single foot in Alexandra's soil even after all this time since DT released. Yeah, kind of weird, right? Kind of weird. But there you go. There you go. So, people. 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 Oh, sorry. Didn't see that was at full volume there. Alright. We are going to get into Octopath Traveler 2. But I want to know. Alright, I want to know. If I were to buy one game, which I believe is in 2 days. Two days? Or... Yeah, I think it's in 2 days. It's either going to be Metroid Prime 4 or Octopath Traveler. Now, Cherry's going to say Octopath Traveler. But I'm also a Metroid Prime fan, and I've already watched the reviews. There is also a video that I want to make out of Metroid Prime, but, you know, Octopath, everybody's saying Octopath, Octopath, Octopath. Okay, gotcha. By the way, I did say that I was going to order something, and I thank myself for reminding me, okay? Reminding me that I needed to order something. I needed to order cat food, the obvious cat food, and pork chops? Right? Because I said I was hungry after watching Luke eat some pork chops? No clue. I'll avoid spoilers for Metroid since I want to play it myself. there is no spoilers in those reviews that's been going out. I would say everything that you've seen in the trailer is exactly what you would have seen in those reviews. That is trust. That is trust. Honestly, I wasn't sure if that was the way that they were going to go about it either, but like, hey, it is what it is. What the? Oh, that's £3? What in the world? Okay. Think chimkins is better than pork chops or better than pork? I like pork chops. I like pork. I like pork, I like beef, I like chicken, I like fish. Although apparently, well, I like fish. Let me get some of that Tums. What are you doing? How's my? What Tums? Get out of here. What Tums? Get out of here. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a stomach problem. All right, so Octopath, right? I was also thinking about getting Kirby Air Riders. I'll be honest with you, it looks so much fun. I want to get Kirby Air Riders, but I also want Metroid Prime, but I also want Octopath Traveler. Air Riders is fun. I was thinking about it. It's either like Metroid Prime or Kirby Air Riders. Yeah, it's one or the other. Ooh. You make a good point, Trey. You really do. Lots of people came through. Yeah, I've been watching him play, but my thing is that if I had to get one game, because I have to save my money for right now, it has to be either Air Riders, Metroid Prime 4, or Octopath Zero. I think I can rule out Octopath Zero. That can wait, honestly. But Kirby Air Riders looks so much fun. And this is the year of the racing game. Let's be honest. You got Mario Kart World that came out, and that, no matter what people say, there's some fun that can be had with it. There could be some fun with that, right? Then you got Sonic Cross World. All fun. It's like an arcade style racing game is what they were focusing on. And it is fun. They came out with SpongeBob. Out of all things. SpongeBob is now in here. They had Persona, which I don't think they had Joker, which does he have a stage? He doesn't. Does he? I don't think he has a stage. That's weird. Unless I'm missing something. I thought no. They gave Steve in Minecraft a stage. Sonic Cross World. They didn't get the stage. Joker's a free DLC, no track. Why? Wait, isn't Atlas under Sega anyway? Wait, hold on. Hold the phone here. No. I'm not gonna be gaslighted into this. I'm not. No. Y'all ain't gaslighting me this time. Atlas, okay. Yup. There's Atlas. All right. I'm not being gaslit. This hold on. Hold on. Japanese video game developer, publisher, arcade manufacturer, and distribution company based in Tokyo, a subsidiary of Sega. Subsidiary. How did Sega... What's going on? Neither did Yakuza? You're right, they didn't come out with a Yakuza stage, and that one was easy. That's easy. Literally just plop Japan in there. What happened? You sure you're looking at something? I am looking at something. It's right here. It's right here. It's right here. It's right here. I'm a little taken aback, but oh my goodness. I mean, it's either Kirby Air Riders or Metroid Prime 4. Oh man, I really... They're so good. Oh. I think Knights and 2 other characters are also supposed to get be free DLC. Knights? You mean? Yeah, Knights. I already saw them coming in. But damn. Damn. They missed out on some opportunities. Like, come on. Can you think of the stylish, like, going into the other world from Persona and have it be their kind of like I want to say like a graffiti tag style, right? I think that's what it is. It's like graffiti tag style being like the main placement of the world and how it looks. It would have been crazy, honestly. It would have been crazy. All right. Let's start up Octopath Traveler 2. Apparently the Steam Steam was unable to sync your Octopath Traveler saves from the Steam cloud. Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me? What? Excuse me? Nah, it better not have erased any of my files. There's a continue. Okay, we're good. Alright, last time we were here, we are doing, yeah, Agnia's story. Where did we even live off here? Yeah, I'm supposed to go up to... Is everybody good? Yeah, we're all good. So... I made it to the point where... Now I'm trying to find the dude, which is the manager, who is kind of a jerk-off, and I need to go whoop his ass somehow. So we're at that point of the story. I think we're at the final part of this. Sometimes Steam says that. Ooh, a lightning amulet. Honestly, that is good. Let me try. Lightning amulet. This is SP. Reduce lightning damage. So that just means that there is lightning damage involving. Okay. That's dark amulet. There we go.
Are you my next patient?
Now then.
I want to say
Winds of frost.
no. I was not right about that.
Shine. There. This is my chance. My turn.
Usually that's how it works when it comes down to this.
This will teach you.
Okay, I need to.
My turn.
I gotta know the combinations. Let's see. Lightning made work. What?
My blade sings.
Oh.
Here I come. My blade sings.
Now then. There! I did it! Even if I stumble, I'll get back up.
Okay, who's my highest level? I think Hikari's at level 20. I can't get rid of him. Oh, cutscene.
Excuse me? Mr. Manager, wait right there!
I forgot. I forgot how much of a country bumpkin she is. That's right. She's doing the thing where she's a country bumpkin, but she thinks she could just yell at people and things will be solved. Honestly, it's kind of cute. It's kind of cute. Simple costume. Elemental defense. Evasion. Oh. I think she is not the only one who can wear that, but I think the elemental defense will help her. Everything in this chapter is for her, honestly.
Out of my way.
The hell is that?
It's my turn now. There!
Oh,
Now then.
I don't have darkness. That's not a thing that I have.
Strike them down.
No, that's not a thing that I have. No. Oh, they shoot light. Oh, okay. I think I know what to do with them.
My blade sings.
Here I go.
Inflicts random damage. Oh, the diffuse serum. Ugh.
Naughty deeds earn you bitter medicine.
Wind! Why is it always offset?
Alright. Whirlwind blow! I did it!
Thinking time.
I'm gonna
Let me
analyze
look at
that
you.
last one. Ice. Okay. Alright. That makes sense.
I'm waiting.
I'm still gonna incite him.
My turn.
I do not have too many of that. How about some health? I only have one diffuser. That's...
Time for your medicine.
Many thanks.
Elemental defense. There we go.
Now then. Whirlwind blow! Now! My turn. These hands!
My turn. My blade sings. I still have much to learn.
Hold on a second. Alright. I'm gonna be right back. Give me a second. BRB. BRB, BRB. I'll have you know I didn't do anything. I did nothing. Well, okay. The Falcon Knife? Don't I not already have that? No. Yep. Okay, let's see. Yep, this is a boss fight. This would be a boss fight, so... Gonna feel weird to go from magic
You're
team
the
to
one who
physical.
attacked Gil and the others, aren't you?
Don't you have like a balance?
And you're their house dancer, aren't you? Have you come here looking for a real job?
Whoa, what the heck was that, man?
No, I came
Bro.
to talk to you.
Listen to her accent.
I merely gave them what they deserved for daring to imitate my fine theater.
Oh, imitate, man, come on.
This town has no need for two such establishments. Those patrons are mine by right.
What?
Anyone wishing to be entertained need look no further than where we stand.
Okay.
You! You regret trying to take away people's fun.
There's no greater fun than can be had in these halls. Of course, the tickets may be beyond the means
Am I up
of
for
the
barony this
realm.
weekend? Yeah, I could do some barony this
But they
weekend.
still have Montrain's Tavern. That's a place of hope for them.
Uh-oh. She's about to say stuff.
I want Gil to be able to dream again. So promise me you won't lay another finger on that tavern. I won't leave here until you do.
What the hell?
How dare you speak like that?
What is this story?
You won't leave? Then I will swat you like the annoying fly you are.
Wow.
You won't swat me.
Brother. Oh god, what am I fighting? Oh,
Now then.
are you serious? He locked away his own vulnerabilities?
Let me look at you.
Spear.
All right. There. So that's it.
Prepare yourself. Allow me.
Okay, did nothing.
What to do? What to do?
But what I can do... I'm not gonna do that. Critical hit for 2 turns.
This will teach you.
Nope.
Now
And they're buffing him.
Allow me.
Nope, not that neither.
What to do? What to do? Naughty deeds earn you bitter medicine.
Nope, not that neither.
Now then,
Why didn't she go first? I don't understand. She has so much frickin' speed.
there, now.
Here goes. Pierce them, winds of frost.
Yeah, that is not gonna be good.
My turn. I fight for my friends.
He said it, folks. He said it.
My blade sings.
Well now.
Apothecary. I'm going to do this once.
A pinch of this and... You have my thanks, Kesty. Time to shine. Yeah, there. Sorry.
Actually, don't I have a sword and I have an axe. Do I have? Nope. I do not have. You know what I'm gonna do?
Let me look at you.
It was an axe.
Here I go. No mercy, only pain.
All right.
You trying to upset me?
Now then.
I'll wait on that one.
Use this.
Can't thank you enough, Oswald. It's my turn now.
All right. He
Now
took
it
his
begins.
breath. His breath is gone.
How's this?
Wasn't enough.
Time to shine.
Let's see. Lion's Dance. 4 turns.
Lion dance.
I need a plan.
Feel my wrath.
Okay, that'll work.
Indulge me for a moment.
Here I come. Yeah.
My turn. Time for your medicine.
I owe you. Prepare yourself.
Oh, he's open. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, know his
my turn now.
weakness, so... And I don't need to use Peacock Struck. So...
Thinking time. Pierce them.
Winds of frost.
You never fail to impress, Oswald.
Wait, Apothecary... Maybe I can do... Okay, that's a sweeping ability. Does...
Slow and steady now.
Region?
Time to shine.
It is region.
This is what it means to be a star.
Okay, it doesn't mean anything really. Turn that off. Which one was it? Raise elemental attack.
Peacock strut. My turn.
Alright, magic buff. Who's hurt? Nobody's hurt, really?
This'll cool you down.
Only 330. Okay, so I know what to do.
Prepare yourself. I fight for my friends.
Moderate? No, we need... Let me see. Random damage, polearm for critical, guarantees a critical. Modifies all of our own... Oh, positive status. Unleashes a sword attack on a single foe, the more status effects. Okay. I don't want to know. I really don't want to nullify what I have. But damn, that sounds crazy. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
Be
it.
shorn of strength.
Damn! What the?
Now then,
How much did? Oof.
let me look at you.
Darkness. Gotcha.
Here I come. My blade sings.
Okay, now we get swords.
There.
What the?
Thinking time. Pierce them, winds of frost.
What to do? What to do? This'll cool you down.
Okay, so they probably don't
me
have an
look at
elemental weakness. They have a light weakness. And I don't have light.
Now then. Whirlwind blow. I see now.
Okay,
My turn.
that makes sense.
Show me your might.
More buffs.
Well now.
Can I?
Naughty deeds earn you bitter medicine. Time to shine.
Word.
Whirlwind blow. This is my chance.
Skillfully done, Agnia. Allow me.
Damn it. I don't know what the last one is.
Well now. This will teach you. I'm terribly sorry.
Thinking time. Calculations complete. Fire. Burn.
All of elemental weaknesses. Okay, I got you. I got you.
Whirlwind blow. This is my chance.
Now then. Fire. Burn.
My turn. My spear does not err.
Here we go. Took one out.
Well now. No mercy, only pain.
Ugh. Not enough.
Agnia.
Can I? I can.
This will make it all right. I'm feeling all better.
Just 300?
Time to this together now. This is what it means to be a star. I can do whatever I set my mind to. Forgive me. Sorry.
My turn.
She. Alright.
My spear does not err.
Thinking time. Indulge me for a moment.
There we go. That's why he has that.
Now it begins. I'll end this. My spear does not err.
1,000.
Now then. Here you go.
That's a hope.
Well now, I have a talent for making do.
Can I put targets to sleep? Blind target, maybe.
This will teach you.
I need a plan. Eureka.
Now it begins.
I forgot about that.
I'm waiting.
It's my turn now. Here you
I'll
go.
do another one of these. Get our SP up.
Feel my wrath.
6 to 8 times.
Indulge me for a moment.
This dude did thunder
My turn.
4 times. Like 3 or 4 times.
Naughty deeds earn me bitter medicine.
Now it begins. Show me your might.
Time to shine. I'll show you I'm no fly. Lion dance. What to do?
We're building him up, everybody. We're building him up. Let's do some healing touches on.
This will make it all right.
Many thanks.
Okay, I forgot he could do that. Cause a single ally to act first for 5 turns.
You go ahead.
What to do?
Oh,
What to
what?
do. Axe attack. This will hurt.
My turn. How's this?
Now then. Fire. Burn. They're broken.
It's my turn now.
Oh, not the peacock struck. Ruinous kick.
Forgive me. This is my chance. Here I go. These hands. Axe attack.
Feel my wrath.
Fire. Burn.
Now then.
Not that.
Lion dance.
Okay.
Now it begins. How's this? Good.
Okay, she did.
Yeah.
My turn.
I think I need to use...
A pinch of this and I'm feeling all better.
There she goes.
Time to shine.
There she is.
You won't want to miss this. Forgive me.
Here I come.
Actually...
Here.
I won't let you down.
God damn it.
What to do, what to do. A pinch of this and
I need a plan. Fire. Burn. How weak. I've seen worse methods.
Well, screw me for coming up with a plan. What the hell?
Damn you! This isn't over yet!
That's quite enough.
What is happening?
Madame Dulcinea!
I was wondering what all the commotion was about. You are to leave that little tavern alone. Do you hear me?
But my lady!
Have you no shame? Need I remind you who I am? I am Dulcinea Lucille, Continental Superstar. The realm rejoices when I dance.
That hair,
There is
though.
none who can compare to my splendor. Now then, promise this young woman that you won't harm that tavern ever again. Because I refuse to dance at a theater owned by such a disgraceful man.
Ooh, oh, oh.
What?
Oh. Oh.
I promise.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That settles that.
Dulcinea.
That dress and hairpin are lovely, dear.
It's my dream to be a star, just like you.
Is that so? Then there is one thing you should know. The path to stardom is laden with thorns, little dancer.
Kid. We were all worried, so we came to find you.
How do you guys like the voice acting, by the way?
Thank you. All of you.
It's not
The
bad,
tavern
right?
should be safe from now on. Dulcinea made that manager promise not to hurt you guys anymore.
Dulcinea did that for us?
It's eh? Just meh?
I'm sorry, kid. You had to go in all alone?
Don't fret about it. How's your face?
It'll take more than that to do me in. And my partner's alive and well, too.
Your partner?
His partner? Wait, what? Oh, his piano. Okay.
You fixed the piano! Thank goodness.
Yeah, it's still got some life in it yet.
It's not meh.
Then let's celebrate.
What's the
Let's
difference?
run another show here. Is something wrong?
Uh-oh.
You can't stay in a place like this, kid. There's a whole world out there that could use cheer like yours.
It's a little better than meh.
Yeah.
Oh,
From here on out,
okay.
all of us here will be putting on shows together.
What does that mean?
We'll try to bring whatever little hope we can to this town.
Thank you.
You won't let her
That's
go
our
like that?
line.
You're just gonna let her go
You
like
helped
that?
us remember something important.
Gil?
Take this as a token of my gratitude.
Thank you, Gil. That was a beautiful song.
Thank you, kid. It's been hot.
What is this, Brooklyn? Like, are we in Brooklyn?
Don't be a stranger, Agnia.
Yeah, come dance at the tavern anytime.
Thank you, everyone.
I want you to have this, kid, as a parting gift.
The heck is that?
Sheet music?
I call it Song of Hope. It's the song we played the other night. I know it's not much, but I hope you get some use out of it.
Are you sure, Gil? This song...
It's the least I can give you after all you gave us.
Thank you so much, Gil. This song really is beautiful. I can feel the hope in every note. You truly are amazing, Gil.
Isn't he? He's an amazing friend.
It's just the notes, unfortunately. The words wouldn't come to me.
Would you mind if I wrote them? I think I might find some words as I go on my journey.
I hope you do. I'd love to hear it when it's finished. Say, kid, what did you feel when coming to this town?
I felt...
Unshakable pride, I guess. The courage to rise again.
I want to put those feelings into the song.
Sure, why not?
I'd like to
Oh,
experience all
shoot.
sorts of things on this journey and turn them into music.
You did remind me I had something going on here.
And I want to sing and dance to this song and bring smiles to everyone's faces.
I know you can do it, kid. You're going to be a star someday.
Wow! Gil. I could say the same to you.
Off you go, little one. Off you go. The travelers stage A continental superstar, bright. Okay. Bright light of the city illuminates her path. She continues her journey, a single sheet of music in hand. Okay. Alright. And she's evil.
Why were you so kind to that dancer, Madame Dulcinea?
And she's evil. God damn it.
Kind? Perish the thought. That tavern is no threat to me. More importantly, are things proceeding according to plan?
Yes, my lady.
Music to my ears.
And she's evil. God damn it. What the fuck? Damn it! What? We couldn't... Mentor! No! She's evil! No! Damn it. Do I expect anything else? I expect no cliche to happen. Here's how Mr. Gill called your moves hot. I'm well versed and I find myself quite fond of yours. When I watch it perform, it feels warm in my chest. As Mr. Gill means to say anything hot, or I mean, Gill likes to say, perhaps I understand what you say. His words, Agnia, your dances are hot. Hearing you say it makes my cheeks feel hot. Okay. Alright, alright. So what's next? What's next? Oh, okay. We got Thorn up there at level 16. Level 32 over here. Level 15 for Hikari. Let's see. Let's go around. Thorn, level 31. Come on. Give me something, game. Is it Hikari who's next? Aha! Here we go. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, Chet, sorry. Yeah, level 20. The Scent of Commerce. I guess Scent of Commerce can be done at any order. Oh, I haven't... Okay, I haven't discovered that town yet. And... Level 16. Level 15. So his is at level 15. Hers is at level 15? Or I could just do that, Cherry. You know, I'm just that good, you know. Pressing buttons, man. Pressing buttons. I should be doing the side quest, too. Which one? No, that's not the bar. It's not cheating. Who are you calling a cheater? It's not cheating. What are you talking about? Okay. Alright, let's change up the formation here. Can I? I can't do that. He's the main character. Set this one out. You're gonna get Ochet. Oh, she's only level 14. I haven't been playing with her, that's why. Part of me wants to put Oswald away, but... Ugh. Cheater! You call me a cheater today. But I'm not really a cheater. I'm not, I swear. Make a foe weak to poison. Unleash an axe that does the same thing. Makes them weak to poison. Also makes them susceptible to poison beyond the fact that they are not weak to poison. Okay, that makes sense. I need a ton of shit, dude. Should be forced to walk all the time, no porting. Why? Why do you wish for me to suffer? Why you wish me to suffer? I don't. Fast traveling is a thing in all video games. It is a thing. I need to find a store. That is a house. I need to. It's right there. Okay. Alright. Oh, come. Oh. Okay. I need... Okay. There has to be a place where I can get all of my main ingredients, because it's... I'll try Cropdale. Only because I feel as though that I am missing something here. Wait, what? Oh, this is the bar. No, that's the bar where she was dancing. Okay. Yeah, this is Agnia's hometown, so please have something. Okay. Not really everything that I need. Ore rush? No. I can't go there. It's one of the places I can't go to. Can't go there. Can't go there because I haven't been there before. Really? I can't go to the cathedral? I can go to the abandoned village, but I can't go to the cathedral. Okay. Yep. That makes sense. Yep. Okay. I might as well make that journey. I was trying to get more stuff, but I guess I'm just gonna have to make that journey. There are some side quests here. I might as well just activate it. Wait, what? Last time I remember seeing it was in Brightlands. Brightlands is Clock, Flame Church. Where, oh where? Crack Bridge. Sorry, Crack Bridge. Very mature. Very mature. New Delst, yeah, Clock Bank. Oh, in the Brightlands. Oh, so I'm supposed to search here for that. Okay, so that's where that is. Okay. Keep that in mind. Alright. So...
Hunt or be hunted! Well now.
Yeehaw! Now it begins. My spear does not err.
Nice one, Hikarin! Ha! Now! My prey awaits. Go on then!
Here goes. Now it begins.
And I just... No, if I attack him, he's gonna die. Yeah, like that.
Well now.
Damn it!
My prey awaits. Ha!
Here I come.
If I hit him one more time... Okay.
Not this
My
time.
turn.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Yeehaw!
Oh, man.
What to do, what to do. This'll cool you down. I'm terribly sorry.
Did I kill it? I didn't.
You did well, Casti. Not this
Here
time.
we go! Wahoo! Mine now!
Oh my gosh, I could eat him. Alright, so eating... I eat creatures. I forgot to look at her abilities. Let's be honest here. Well, her beast taming abilities at the very least. Eat everything? You know what? I'll do just that. I'll eat everything. Where are we? What time is it actually? 2:15. Okay. 2:15, sorry. That's how much time I've been streaming. What time is it really? 7:15. It's 7:15. I might have to call it here. Where are we? We're here. Lair of the Usurper. Nope. Sad? How's that sad? You'll catch me on Saturday if I'm not too busy. Well, it's always going to be guaranteed I'm going to stream on Saturday.
Howdy there,
Huh?
friend. Bring it on.
Well, I've obviously faced... Oh, is that a crab? Is that what that is? The more JP I get from the arrows of fortune. Okay.
Bring it on.
And yeah.
Now it begins. My blade sings. Who's next?
What to do? What to?
Working hard as always, Casty. Arrow of fortune. Got you.
I got one
Maybe
JP.
next time.
I got a JP off of that. Alright, I see what that is. That was very cheap though. So I guess he has the fastest growth. Yeah, I'm running. I'm running. I don't care. Running. Okay. Alright, let's call it quits there for now. It is 7:15. We watched what we needed to watch, and we learned a little bit of something that other people have similar thought process when it comes to 14 and Rook Lamont. Because, you know, apparently she's not supposed to exist. Like, I knew that everybody hated her as a character. Oh my gosh. I know he said that it's not because of like any like woke agenda or anything like that. That's what he is saying. Wow. Okay, Counter-Strike 2. What the hell? But hey, listen. Whew. I'm gonna go off and work on a video that involves it's going to involve a lot of it's just going to be another video on the Indie Observer, but what is to say about it? It's about a certain game. That's all I can really say. I hope you guys are looking forward to that at the very least. With that being said, though, is it a bad game? It's not a bad game. It's a good game. I just don't want to give too much away. I want to be able to kind of surprise you guys a little bit. What is this? What am I looking at here? Oh, Predecessor? What the heck is that? One of my friends is actually playing it. I don't think I'm going to look at it. Wow, that's weird. Okay. Alright, there's a lot of weird things showing up on Steam for me. Anyway, you guys have a good one. If there's anybody who is streaming tonight, I will take a gander. Oh, okay. Alright. Trey is actually streaming. He's streaming Kirby Air Riders right now. Alright, but I'll see you guys later. Have a good one, and take care.